Yo, yo, yo. What up, Karen?
Hey, Mike. Hi, everybody.
How you doing?
Good, good.
Banging the phones today or what?
Yeah, Monday is a busy day.
Love it, love it. Let's get right into it. What do we got going on today?
I have one that I want to go over with you. I actually set a schedule for today for right now. I'm going to give him a call.
Okay,
His name is Robert.
got it.
Mm. I
What's
think
going
I set an appointment for today.
What's going on with this lead?
Um, I found this lead from like going through the system, and then I found his price interesting, so I gave him a call. The last, I think the last time that before I went through the system, the last conversation, he was looking for 160. But when I went to the call, like a few weeks ago, oh no, last week, just last week, I guess. He has his number changed at one from 160 to 190, but he's a really motivated seller. Um,
Let's go. This is a good lead.
yeah, and he is looking to move into a community housing and already applied for it. They're waiting for their approval, but I told him that um, we can have an agreement in place while he's doing that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what he actually wanted. He wanted to go forward with selling it, regardless if they would. If regardless if they're gonna have an approval quick or not, because
Love
he
it.
wanted to solid whip. Now, earlier I gave him a call. I was supposed to give him a call like after the Labor Day because that's what he wanted me to give him a call. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the last time we talked, but I decided to just give him a call today and just check by and check with him. And he mentioned that he has reverse mortgage on the house that he
Got
needs to
it. Do you
pay
know what a
off.
reverse mortgage is?
I'm not so sure. He
Here,
mentioned that
here's
he.
what essentially what a reverse mortgage is. It's when a bank essentially loans somebody some money in order to essentially own their house once they die. So that's essentially what we call it, loan to own, right? So the bank is going to give the seller a loan, pay them monthly towards that, and then once they pass away, the bank just gets the house. So that's why they call it loan to own. But that's essentially what's going on here. So when we're talking about sub two, it's kind of difficult taking these reverse mortgages down sub two if there's not too much equity. But I think this one has some equity, so we'll see. However, I don't even think this is going to be a creative finance deal. I think it's just going to be a cash deal, just looking at the numbers. But good job. Let's call Robert.
Hello.
Hey, is this Robert?
Yes, it is.
Hey, this is Mike. How you doing?
Not too bad.
Hey, Karen on my team was telling me about the property on Grand Street. Do you got a sec to chat about it?
Sure.
Love it. She was telling me you're interested in selling it.
Yes. My girlfriend and I are getting on in age, and she just went through hell with major surgery, and she lost the right kidney. So
Oh my God, how's she holding up?
she's good. She's right now. She's at her oldest daughter's house, and she's coming home tomorrow.
Okay.
We thought after she did her physical therapy, she might have to go into a nursing home, but they said she doesn't have to. So she's coming home Tuesday. Wednesday, visiting nurses, and she's going to have two different people come in for her physical therapy because she's not back to her normal strength.
Got it.
So, and then Thursday, she's got two follow-up appointments with her kidney specialist and a urologist.
Okay.
And then,
Well, it sounds like some good news if they let her come home, right?
yeah.
That's good to
And
hear.
then between the physical therapist and the occupational therapist and the visiting nurses, she's going to be busy Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Got it. Okay.
So after Labor Day, I figure she should be reacclimated to being home. So,
Okay, got it. So pretty much after Labor Day, she'll be all settled in.
yeah.
Got it. Okay. Well, as far good.
So I'm looking. What's Labor Day? Labor Day is the 6th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 7th, 8th, 9th. How about Monday the 10th of September?
Okay. Well, actually, Labor Day is the 5th.
Well, whatever the following Monday is,
Okay.
that's the day we should set up for you to come and inspect the house.
Okay, cool. Well, could you just give me an idea of what the situation is with the house and all that?
Okay, I have a reverse mortgage. So right now the mortgage is at almost $99,000. Every month it goes up another $353. So when I asked the reverse mortgage company for a payoff quote, it's only going to be good for 30 days.
Got it.
So
Okay.
99,000 is still over in the house.
Okay.
I owe 6,800 on the Anderson windows we put in about 5 years ago. And 2 years ago, this December will be when we put the new roof on. So what do I owe? I think I owe 21,000 on the roof.
Okay. So you're looking at 21,000 plus 6,800 plus 99,000 is kind of where you're at for a total payoff.
Yeah.
Got it.
And because we're moving into subsidized federal and state housing. Hold on one second.
Yeah, no rush.
Hello? Her daughter just came in. Yeah, what was I going to say? So we can't go into that place with a large nest egg because the monthly rent is based upon 30% of our assets.
Okay.
So if I have a lot of money, then once that runs out, I have to wait till the following year for them to adjust the rent. So
Okay, makes a lot of sense.
I'm not looking to make a killing. I just don't want to go into the housing with a lot of any debt.
No, for sure. Well, what is like the threshold?
Well, if we did the closing today, it would be 99, 30. I'm thinking about 130,000 or more. I said 199. That would indeed pay off everything, but we can crunch the numbers but
So let's just
be 130,000.
Okay, so that's obviously bare minimum to pay everything off.
Yeah.
Now, money in your pocket, what is the threshold for that? Because I know there's probably like some sort of number that if you start going over that number, then the housing is going to get a little sticky for where you're going. Do you
I
have that?
don't know at the moment
Okay.
because they don't tell you on the website. They give you generalities and you have to be assigned a caseworker, and the caseworker comes and goes over all your particulars,
Mm-hmm.
and then they tell you this is the minimum amount of money you can have in this asset before it affects the rent.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's a good number that we should probably figure out because there's some things that we could do maybe where we can release some of the funds now, some of the funds in another year. That way, you don't get hit um, with a big lump sum of cash, and now they're like, "What the heck? You got too much money. You don't
Yeah,
qualify
yeah.
anymore." So there's definitely some things that we can do. But I mean, but regardless, all of that, what do you think you're absolutely like your net number that you would want in your pocket, regardless of the housing situation?
I really don't know. I haven't even thought about that. I'll have to crunch numbers, and when you come, I'll show you what I think, and then you tell me what you think, and then we'll meet somewhere in the middle.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you have an idea of like what needs to be done to the house if you were like my partner and we are gonna do this deal together?
Okay, there was water damage because of the roof. Over the years that we've owned the house, we've made repairs on it, but then we make a repair in one area, and then the leak would form in another area. Hold on one second.
Yep.
Barbara, I had to move the chair over here because if I put the chair down there, she wouldn't be able to get at it because of the couch is 8 feet wide. So, and I was gonna put that record thing over there, but I can't do that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that record thing.
All right, Chris and John are bringing her tomorrow after you let us know that the coach is here.
Yeah,
They're delivering tomorrow. Right?
yeah, between 10 and 2.
All right. And because visiting nurses have to be called to
Yeah.
on Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right?
All right,
I'll call you later on.
okay. And her daughter just came and picked up some more clothes for her, so
Love it.
I'm watching with us.
She sounds like a big help.
She is. No, she's the oldest daughter.
Yeah, it's always good to have somebody like that in your corner.
Yep.
So, Rob, I mean, what's got you considering selling this property anyway?
When we first retired, the funds that we had were more than enough to cover our expenses, but because of the pandemic and the rising prices on food, oil, and everything, it became rob Peter to pay Paul.
Right.
I mean, I still owe my oil company money. And that's even after I had federal help with oil. I still owe them. And I'm slowly paying them off. But because of everything that happened, if I get on a budget, it's going to be almost like I had to pay cash for it. Because I just got my letter from them, and they want $450 a month budget,
Holy
which
crap.
that's going to be tight.
Yeah. Okay. So the housing situation is just going to be easier financially.
Yeah, right now, if we were to move in tomorrow, our rent, which includes electric and heat, will only be $810.
Okay.
free up a lot of money.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when we go over there, not this Monday, obviously, but the one coming up, are you like looking to sell the property soon within these next couple of weeks, or did you just want us to check it out?
I want to get this moving because everything is contingent upon when we get the apartment.
Got it.
You
Okay.
know, we have, because of her age, and I'm semi-invalid, once they accept us, we'll move up near the top of the list.
Got it.
And unfortunately, somebody has to die in one of those places for an apartment to be freed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we deal with these all the time. Actually, one of my first real estate deals I ever did was with a guy named Jim who went into an assisted living place. It was kind of along the lines of the same thing. He was just having a tough time keeping up with everything. It was only him, and he's like, "Man, it doesn't make any sense for me to have this house anymore." So he ended up just going into an assisted living place. Took a couple months for him to get approved, and then we bought the house. So we get it. But do you have an idea of what that timeline could look like?
Okay, it's 30 days after you send in the application. So I sent the application in 3 weeks. So I'm looking to either be notified by them next week, or I start hounding them.
Okay.
A friend of mine just went through all that crap. It was just him and his 2 daughters, and it's too much for him. He's a couple months younger than me, and he's going to be 70 in September. And he called me up and says, "We got to move because I can't do this anymore." And his daughters they have MS, so they need to be someplace where they can be helped.
Okay. Makes sense. Got it. Well, Rob,
So once his caseworker got involved, they fast tracked everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Rob, would it help?
What was that?
Would it help if you already had an agreement in place with somebody before the next couple Mondays comes up?
I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to check the website. If there's a letter of intent to sell, then the total asset of the house isn't used against your application. So.
Oh, got it.
Anything, I know about that.
Got it. Okay, so only your equity.
Me and the house is, we're selling the house, and I'm not going to have a big nest egg once I pay off everything. Then they won't include that as our assets.
Okay, got it. Well, was it just you on the deed, or is your girlfriend on the deed too?
No, it's the 2 of us. We've been together for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
We both were married. My marriage fell apart in the 5th year, and her husband was a son of a bitch. He cheated on her left and right, and she just couldn't take it anymore.
What the heck?
And the funny thing is, my father knew her when she was a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
And this is way before I was born. We were at her father's house, and he was telling me about his friend Morgan, who was a full-blooded Narragansett Indian, and my grandmother was half Narragansett and half Irish. So we got to talking, and then he went and got a picture to show me Morgan, and I said to him, "You know who this guy is right here?" He said, "Yeah, that's Freddie Clements." I said, "That Freddie Clements is my father."
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
So next time I talk to my father, I said, you remember Larry Holden and Morgan? And he said, yeah. Small world.
It is. It sounds like it's meant to be.
Yeah, she was only 4 years old at the time. Father was 17.
Oh, wow.
So there's a little, she's 12 years older than me, but that doesn't bother me.
Okay. So
We've been together for 40 years.
that's a long time, man. You got to teach me some things.
Yeah. Well, you just have to admit when you're wrong and compromise. You can't
That's
have
it.
everything your way.
Right. I get it, man. Okay. So you'd have to run everything by her, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, I'll talk to her. She's coming on tomorrow, so I will talk to her then.
Okay.
Tell her what's up. Because she was hoping she wouldn't have to come back to the house, that we already have the apartment. And I said, it doesn't work that fast.
Okay.
Because as soon as she went into the hospital, the day before she got operated on, she called me up and she says, I don't want to come back to the house. Apply for the housing and get us an apartment. I said, well, I'm trying, I'm doing that, but it's not going to work as fast as you want it to.
Yeah. I mean, on the housing end, for them, like you said, it takes probably 30 days and then you'll have to get approved and all that stuff. But on our end, we can close as fast as sometimes 21 days. So if we came to an agreement today and we started running title, we can have this thing done by the end of September.
Well, that would be great. Because we actually want to be out of here before it gets cold and it starts snowing.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, like I said, it's going to be extremely difficult to swing payment up for the oil. And if a lot of people are still in the same boat that I'm in, there isn't enough money to go around for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to be desperate for them to give. And they only gave me two fill-ups, and I had to pay for everything else.
Wow. Okay.
And one of them was only 100 gallons, and it was almost $700.
Whoa.
When the oil went through the roof.
It's crazy, man.
I know.
Well, Rob, why don't we do this? We can actually get something done before we go out to the property here in the next couple of weeks. And then when the next couple of weeks come and we have that appointment on Monday, we'll just check it out and make sure everything checks out on our end. But from our conversation, we can get something accomplished and start making a move on things. So if you want to have a conversation with your girlfriend tomorrow, then we can hop on a call either tomorrow or Wednesday and we can try to figure some things out.
Okay.
So if you want, have the conversation with her and just.
I don't know what time the people are coming, the nurse and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, call me like at 4:00
Tomorrow?
on Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah. No, tomorrow's Tuesday.
Okay.
Call me like at 4:00 on Wednesday.
All right, I'll call you 4:00 on Wednesday, and if you just want to have a conversation with your girlfriend and see exactly what it looks like as far as a price, what we can do is we'll do essentially like a virtual walkthrough with you. If you can just give me an idea on that call, like just tell me exactly what the property looks like and all that stuff from the inside and out. I can do it from a conversation, and then I'll hop on the phone with my lender and see exactly what we get approved for. But if you can just have in mind, like what are some things that I would need to know about the house for one, and for two, that number that you guys need that's going to allow you to go into the next property of yours. And then I'll go back to my lender and I'll see if that number makes sense for us. Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you Wednesday at 4. And this is my office line. So if you have anything else in the meantime, any questions or something like that, feel free to give me a shout. And if I don't answer, just leave a voicemail.
Okay.
All righty?
All righty.
All right, Rob. Talk soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Karen, good job, yo. Karen, tell me about that lead.
Yeah, I think that lead, didn't know about the mortgage until just earlier today. I was just thinking that the only motivation he has was because they were looking to move into a senior um, housing community.
Mm-hmm.
But on my call earlier today, that's when I figured that, oh, he has a reverse mortgage and all this stuff that he has to pay off for the house.
Mm-hmm.
It made him like more like even way more motivated to sell the house.
Mm-hmm.
The last time that I think was like July. That was the last time he was followed up with, and I think that was still me who also did the follow up. And while I was going through the system, I looked at the price and the motivation of him selling. It was just more of like the surgery that his wife was going over. Has been that's also he's gonna undergo. That's it. So I gave him a call, and that's when I figured out that the surgery is over, is already done, and now they're ready to make the next step for them to sell it, and that they already applied for a senior housing community and all that. They're just waiting for an approval, so that makes their timeline more closer.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I put them. I do have a list of names that I'm really getting like keeping my eye on, especially on this acquisition.
So did you
Um,
see how like I was talking? I don't know if I was talking to this. Was it? No, I think this is on the nightly dial, right?
yeah,
And I was explaining how it's important for us to just take control of the situation, and we're always giving them homework, right? Like
yeah,
he actually tried to give me homework at one point. He was like, "Hey, come to my house in a couple Mondays, and we'll go over everything."
yeah,
So I needed to regain back control. I'm not going to say no, no, no. I'm not going to do that. Da, 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 da. But I had to regain back control and then set the follow up for 2 days ahead of time because we can get this thing done without ever actually going to the property. See what I mean? It would actually be essential that we do that because who knows what can happen in the next 2 weeks. Another buyer can call. He talks to a couple buddies, a realtor. Like, you know how this goes, you know? So it's
yeah,
important that we apply some pressure
yep,
and that we take control. So that's why I'm just like, hey, we can actually get this thing done for you as soon as possible because I know that's important for you. So why don't we have a conversation on Wednesday after you go figure out your price and get ready for the virtual walkthrough?
yeah.
Right. Because if we just waited like 2 weeks, who knows what's going to happen?
All right.
But good job. This is why it's so important to keep with your follow ups, right? Like, I think what did you say? You said we last spoke with them in July.
Oh no, last week.
Oh no, and then he said, "Call me after Labor Day."
Yeah, but
Do you,
I
do you
called
see?
him today.
Yeah. Do you see? Good job. So do you see why it's important to do that? So we asked them, "Hey, when should I give you a call back?"
Yeah,
And they say, after Labor Day. Okay, boom. If Labor Day is 2 weeks out, then we cut that in half. We call them in a week.
yeah,
We always cut their timeline in half, unless it's something like a scheduled offer call, like the one that we have for Wednesday at 4.
yeah, yeah.
But good job, yo. Good job. Do you have anything else to go over?
Um, I just have that for now. But I have a question.
Mhm.
I think I saw from one of your notes on some one of the leads that we actually went over, and it told me to like say a number to that lead. I think it's Pat.
Say it again.
And Pat. I think you put in the notes that I should tell him
To
what
give him an offer, right?
yeah. I
Okay,
think
and
and
what
I'll
happened?
and then I gave him a call and all that. So he didn't answer for a couple of times. But earlier today, he actually answered. So I went into the call, told him, actually, I left a voicemail after a couple of times that he didn't answer, and told him that I finally would get approved for an offer. And then he answered earlier, and I told him our number. Now, what he thinks about our number is, I think he said that he's way better off by putting it into the MLS. So that's what he said, and I told him that, yeah, actually I initially thought about that being your best bet, so
Hmm.
you should do that and all that, and but he says that he wanted to check back with us, and if ever things don't go through and something like that, he would give us a call or something. So I told
Okay,
him like,
cool. Yeah. So put good job pulling away, right? Like, okay, great. Yeah, I think you should probably go on the market with your realtor anyway. Um, well, let's just say you go on the market and for some weird reason it just doesn't sell. You always have us as your back pocket. The only thing is, and then you bring up a third party story of where a seller came back to us after we gave an offer and our funds weren't ready because we had too many other projects going on. And then you explain our process, right? So here's what I would say. I would say, hey Pat, yeah, I think your best bet is just going with the realtor. You should probably go do that, test out the market, see what happens. And maybe let's just say in a few months, I don't think this would happen, but let's just say you end up getting you don't end up selling it on the market. We're always here as your backup offer. The only thing is, we just had this happen a month ago where a seller, his name was Jim, he came back to us and was like, "Hey, is your offer still good?" And we were like, well, yeah, it is still good, but we'd have to come back out and check out the property and reevaluate everything and check with our lenders to make sure everything is all checking out. We found out that we were buying too many houses that week, and our lender didn't have the bandwidth to buy that particular property. So what happens is, whenever we come to an agreement with a seller, we lock those funds up in a vault, and
mm,
those funds don't go anywhere. They're locked up for that specific property, and we're only buying a certain amount of houses a week. So what happened with Jim is, our lender just didn't have the bandwidth to buy that particular house. So he had to settle for somebody, for another company who gave him like $30,000 less than we were going to give him at the time of our initial offer. When we could have just kind of came to an agreement with him then and got the deal done for him at his number, right? Um, so that's one thing that I would do. But great thought, like pull away. We're not hungry for the deal. We're buying too many houses for us to be like, to have commission breath. That's what we call it. Commission breath is like, you're pouring out like, yes, I need your deal. I need your deal. No, we don't need your deal. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So go ahead. Yeah. You know what? I think you probably should go talk to the realtor. I was just on an appointment today, on an
mm,
on-site appointment. I legitimately left the appointment by saying, yes, go to, because he had a realtor going there um, in like 3 hours. And here's what most people would have done. Most people would have tried to push him in a corner to get him to sign that, like at that specific time before the realtor went there. I did the opposite. Like, I'm just like completely pulling away, where I'm just like, you know what? I think it actually really is a good idea for you to talk to your realtor in a few hours. And then I beat the realtor up a little bit. Right. And then I started talking about third party stories where realtors kind of mess with us a little bit. And you see what I'm saying?
yeah,
But not in a way of like, hey, you got to sign this right now or I'm leaving and this deal's done. Like, a lot of people will go in there and they'll be like, here's my offer. This offer is only good until 5 p.m. tonight. See what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pull away. I'm just going to say, you know what? You probably should go with that realtor, see what happens. And then ultimately, what's going to end up happening is he's going to come back to me tomorrow and want our offer in hand, because now he likes and trusts me, and he's like, oh yeah, this guy doesn't need to do our deal, right? So good job. Let me call this other lead that I had. Karen, any other things from that particular call that you have questions on or that you want to point out, or maybe we could have done better somewhere?
Um, I think that call was really good. Um, he was even like, I think he really felt comfortable with the call to the point that he was even telling some of his past love story and all that. And also, like, he really did a great job in building third party stories. And yeah, I think overall the call is really really
Karen, you don't got to gas me up.
good.
All right, let's call Suzanne.
Hello,
Hey, is this Suzanne?
this is Susan.
Susan, my bad. My name is Mike. How are you?
Good.
Hey, I don't know if it was you or maybe your husband or somebody had spoken with my team about selling this property in Lehigh Acres.
That would be me.
Love it. Okay. Well, I'm the creative finance buyer in our business, and Karen on my team was telling me that you guys were looking to sell the property.
I would if I got the right amount.
Okay, love it. What's that right amount?
The not five, excuse me. I keep saying five and I don't mean that. 325.
Okay, got it. Well, could you tell me about the house?
Sure. It's 4 bedroom, 2 bath, has a new roof on it as of 2017. Has a new AC unit less than 6 months old. I had the water system reworked in the last year or two. I haven't done any major updates or anything to the house. Other than those,
Got it. Okay. So this was one of your rentals, I think, right?
yes, correct.
Okay, got it. So the tenants already left, or
Yes.
okay. Well, how was everything with the tenants?
Well, I had to evict them because they decided they didn't need to pay me anymore.
Oh my gosh. Let me guess, COVID.
No, no,
The-
no. Somebody else had made an offer on the property and then they backed out because they decided it was too much money for them.
Got
And
it.
so they came to look at it and she heard apparently or asked them how much money I would be getting and she didn't think I needed her money, so, but the deal fell through.
What
But she just
the
stopped paying
heck?
me.
Wow. That's actually
Yeah.
why on all of our appointments, whenever there's a tenant involved, we go in as like the appraiser or the insurance person or something like that because we don't want to disturb the tenants because of this situation. This happens all the time. Where our office is up,
Really? Okay.
yeah, our office is up in Boston, but we do deals all over nationwide, especially in Florida. But up here in Boston, we do it so much because of the tenant laws up here. The tenant laws up here are not like how they are down there. It's super strict up here. So
Okay.
we just want to make sure that our sellers aren't screwed when it comes to a tenant being like, what the heck, you're selling the house. I'm not paying anymore because they won't be able to get
Yeah,
them out if we don't close.
that's pretty much what happened, yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, other than the tenant situation, what's got you thinking about selling it?
Well, that was a big part of it right there. I mean, she walked out with my washer and dryer. Um, she was supposed to be in maintenance, okay, as the work. Um, there's some enough to crack the door, like from the door handle on all the way to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
She used white putty on it and didn't sand it or anything, just goobered it on there. They broke a window out in the master. Why, I don't know, if they locked themselves out or what the deal was. And she took a piece of plexiglass and just, lined it up with a
clear, putty. It looks horrible. Yeah, just
What the
stuff
heck?
like that. Yeah.
Okay, so you're kind of just like sick of dealing with all that.
I am, but, you know, if I don't sell the next, I'm planning on coming back. I live out of state.
Mhm.
So, you know, if I don't get it sold the next few days, then, you know, I guess I'm gonna rent it out again because, you know, what else do you do with it?
Yeah,
You
right.
know?
I mean, it doesn't make too much sense for it to sit there vacant.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So,
Well, let me ask you something. And it'll make a little bit more sense once I ask a follow-up question. But do you have an idea of roughly what you owe on the mortgage?
yeah, I do.
What was that about?
Yeah, I don't want to share.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I don't want, yeah.
Yeah, no, the
Um,
reason why I asked is because we could potentially buy this property at 325 if we
Okay.
take the responsibility of the mortgage. We just did a deal up here in Boston where we took the responsibility of the mortgage and we just put a short-term renter in there. She's a traveling nurse. So we'll put traveling nurses in there. We'll make things like our
Well, if
rehab.
that's the case, if you can come up with 325, I don't owe anything on it.
Oh, got it.
It's free and clear.
So you own it free and clear.
It's free. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Also, if you were interested, I also own the lot next door to it, which is mowed and ready to be built on. I would sell that for another 25.
Okay, so you would sell the lot for 25 and
Yes.
this property that you got for 325.
Correct. So 350 would get you the whole kit and caboodle.
Okay. Got it. Well, if we came up, and I don't even know if we could, I'd have to talk to my partner about this. But if we came up to 325 and we made payments to you over time, is that something that you would want to do?
Like buying contract.
Yeah, essentially. What it would be is we'd be going to the Bank of Susan, right? And we'd
Yeah.
we'd be
I'd have to think about that. I have done that before.
okay. How did it go?
I got it back 3 times. I still have it. It's not that one. No, it's a different one. I'm living in it right now.
Oh, okay. So when you got it back, you got you kept all their deposits and any work they did
Yep.
for the property.
Yep.
Right.
And then I had to redo everything again. Yeah.
Got it. Well, I mean, that's not a bad deal on your end. You get to keep the deposit.
Right. Oh yeah, it was more than deposit. It was a nice down payment. It was like, I'd have to get like, probably at least 10% down if I was gonna do something like that.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, this is something that we could potentially do. What do you need from us on our end to see if this would be a good fit for you or not?
Well, proof of deposit or, you know, gosh, I didn't think anybody would approach me with this, so I hadn't given it much thought. And this house that I did this on was worth quite a bit less than this one that we're talking about. It would have to be done in the next, like I'm coming down the 1st, it'd have to be done, because I got people waiting in line to rent it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to have something in writing before the 1st.
Yeah, we could do it by tomorrow, or even today if you really needed to.
Let's do it tomorrow. Let me talk to my significant other, because, like I said, I wasn't expecting this. Not that it isn't a good thing, but so you would give me at least 10% down, or what would you put down? I guess is what I should have.
Well, essentially, I'd be going to the bank of Susan, right? So it's almost like going to Chase Bank and getting a loan. I go into Chase Bank to get a loan, and they give me their terms, and I go back and I see if it makes sense with my underwriter to see if we can do the deal or not. So if you wanted to have a conversation with your significant other, think about what down payment gets you excited and monthly payments every single month. I can go back to the
Yeah,
team and see if that makes sense. And if it makes sense, we can write up some paperwork tomorrow and get it done.
okay. And what is the name of your company again?
Silver homes, like silver and gold.
Silver, what's the last part of it? Something beeping in?
Oh, no worries. Homes, like houses and
Oh,
homes.
home, but got it, got
Yep.
it. Okay, all right. And your name again? Sorry,
Mike.
Mike. Okay. And what's your direct number?
This right here is my office line, but is this your cell phone?
Yes, it is.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to text you from my iPhone, like my personal line that's always in my pocket. That way you can
Sure.
give me a shout whenever, just because I'm in and out of the office
Okay.
sometimes. So
Gotcha.
I'll shoot you a text with our website and my name.
Okay. But you would be able to come up with 10% out of your pocket, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, as long as it makes sense for us, as far as an ROI standpoint, that's really what we care about the most. But I'm not even the full decision maker when it comes to that.
Okay.
So I'll bring it back to the team, and whatever down payment that gets you guys excited, I'll bring it back to the team, and if it makes sense, it makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay. All righty. I will discuss it with him and get back with you.
Love it. Okay. What time should I
All
call
right,
you
thank
tomorrow?
you. Call me at, anytime after, okay, so where you said you're in
I'm up.
Connecticut, no,
No, Boston.
Boston,
Mhm.
okay. So you're an hour ahead there. So right now it's what, 3:50?
Yep.
Okay, it's 2:50 here, so, I get off work at 4 o'clock, so it'll be 5 o'clock there. So anytime after 5, actually, I can really concentrate, think about what I'm doing.
Okay, cool. Why don't I give you a call at 5:30 tomorrow?
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
Love it. Thank you, Susan. You have a good night.
Bye, yep, bye.
Bye bye.
You too.
Okay, Karen. Do you remember this lead?
Yeah, I talked to her earlier too.
So I know that I was telling you and Felipe, you guys don't have to go down the rabbit hole of creative finance,
Yeah.
but when you see an opportunity, you can tee it up and just set the call appointment for me. So like for this one, right? All you had to say is something along the lines of like, hey, we could give you 325 potentially. I don't even know. If we're gonna pay you over time, would you consider something like that? And then once she says, yeah, maybe, then you set the phone call appointment for me. Hey, Mike's the creative finance guy in our business. He'll give you a call tomorrow. And then that's when I pitch terms like I just did. Um, but you guys don't have to go in depth of everything. I just want you guys to really focus on cash deals at the moment and tee up all these types of deals for me for
Yeah.
phone call appointments. But what were your plans with this lead?
Um, what was her name again?
Susan.
Yeah. Actually, I was just gonna check back with her. She mentioned on on the call that we had. Um, oh, this not this is the wrong season. Um, I saw her on one of my open leads and or simply so.
I guess my question is, what prevented you from not pushing it over to me?
The reason was on the call she mentioned that she's not really in a need to sell because her best option was to have it rented anyway. that was what she said. And
Okay, I'm just gonna stop you right there. So I know, like I just said, I know I told you guys don't have to go down the rabbit hole of creative finance, but what are we looking for, right? We're looking for reasons why we can provide some value to these people.
yeah,
So if she said, you know, I don't really need to sell, but and we got the information that it's been a pain in the ass for her for a rental. Like she had bad tenants, they stopped paying, she had to go through an eviction, all that stuff. They messed up the house. Obviously, there's some pain there, and
yeah,
we're able to solve some sort of problem. But if she's like, hey, I don't really need to sell, right? You know, I do want retail for my house, which makes sense. I get it. Okay. But I would rather not have to deal with renters because I've been through some shit with renters. Red alarms go off in your head like, oh, we have something that we can provide to her. We have seller finance because she doesn't mind the monthly check every month, obviously, but she's just sick of dealing with tenants. So that's why I'm saying you can just tee it up. This is like a perfect creative finance lead, seller finance lead, where you essentially just tee it up for a call from me. You don't have to go down the rabbit hole of pitching any terms or overcoming any objections or anything like that. You just say, hey, you know, I am more of the cash investor in our business. Mike is actually the creative finance guy. He'll give you a call tomorrow.
got it.
Cool. Now, with that being said, this has happened, and I see this happen all the time with new closers. Right? They'll use this as a crutch. They won't go through the whole entire sales process, and then they'll fall back on, well, hey, if I got you your price, would you give me some time to pay you off? That's not what I'm saying to do. I'm saying go through the whole entire sales process like I just did. Find out that she had bad tenants. Find out why she would ever sell the property. Find out all her pain and everything. Do that ever before you go down the rabbit hole of saying, hey, if we came up to your number, would you take monthly checks? Like don't even do that until you have really gone through the sales process and canceled out cash. Like the reason why I didn't even go cash is because I already listened to your call before. I was already listening to this lead before, and I obviously knew from your conversation that cash just didn't make the most sense because I knew that you already canceled it out. But you did a really good job on the call getting some information and figure out what's going on. Now it just has to click where it's just like, oh, okay, this is something that we can help somebody, right?
Yeah,
But boom, good job. Good job. Two good conversations. Two appointments essentially, phone call appointments set up for offers. I love it.
yep.
My man Jay in the building. What's up, dog? But people, I appreciate y'all watching. Karen, do you have anything else to add for today?
That's it.
Love it. Okay. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the like button in the video so that everybody can see Karen providing opportunities for people to learn. So please hit the subscribe button and the like button to get that algorithm going. We appreciate y'all. Peace.